Pure devotees who are not deluded or contaminated by desire and hate can understand that Lord Sri Krishna appears by his internal potencies. But those who are deluded by duality and nescience think that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is created by material things, material energies, sorry. This is their misfortune. Such deluded persons symptomatically dwell in dualities of dishonor and honor, misery and happiness, woman and man, good and bad, pleasure and pain, etc. Thinking, this is my wife, this is my house, I am master of this house, I am husband of this wife. These are the dualities of delusion. Those who are so deluded by dualities are completely foolish and therefore cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. Prabhupada explains that the illusory energy is manifested by the duality of desire and hate. So desire and hate are basically the two directional motions. Desire means a motion, desire means a forward motion of getting attracted to something, and hate means a backward motion of getting averse to something. So it's forward drive, backward drive. One keeps driving forward and backward, like that. Backward and forward and backward. So material energy very smart. Why mental energy very smart? Because she doesn't let the living entity remain stable on anything. So you see, the point is that if you remain stable on one thing, then at least you can make some progress. There can be some substantial gain, is it not? Like suppose, uh, so one remains stable on one thing actually, then at least one will gain something out of it, is it not? So if one says, okay, this is all I desire and this is my only desire, like that, then he can achieve it, is it not? It's possible. At least on a material, whether the desire is wrong or right, that's fine, but at least on a material level uh, one can make some substantial progress, is it not? So, but what Maya Shakti does is that today she ignites the desire, tomorrow she puts it off. Third day there is hatred. You know? So therefore one takes a forward gear, 2 minutes he goes forward. The moment the moment momentum is picking up, he puts a brake. Hey, मुझे seriously इस line में जाना है क्या? Puts the brake. And he puts the brake, and then the next day there is a backward gear because he gets an inspiration to go back. You know? And then he's thinking, maybe I should not go back. Then he wants to go forward. So most of the janta in the world is just oscillating. So if you understand, most of the janta in the world is not making any displacement, whether material or spiritual. So this is what happens to the janta, you know. Hate, desire, you know. So similarly, people, in relationships also they are confused. You know, Today somebody is a friend, but the moment you start reciprocating as a friend, he starts appearing to be something different, no? Starts appearing to be enemy, no? And now you have thrown an enemy arrow towards him, but he becomes a friend, you know? The next day. So when the arrow is hit, he dies as a friend. It's like that. So the point is, this is the amazing problem with duality actually. So Maya Shakti is so terrific actually. Her healings are so terrific. She doesn't allow most of the Janta to do anything actually, because when if you fix it, okay, he's my enemy. At least you can be very distant from him. You can go to the the opposite part of the globe. You know, right, following the latitude, longitude, everything. You can go to the diagonally opposite part of the globe and stay there. The maximum possible distance. That way, that's fine. But then the polarities change. So therefore, actually, therefore you will see most of the Janta cannot make tangible material success also. Why? Because they don't remain stable. It takes real guts to actually remain stable on one polarity. No. This is it. This is that one thing that is. This is that one thing that is. Is it not? And the same problem happens why devotees don't make tangible advancement. Because one day there is a lot of inspiration. This is the right path. What one life, all lives for Krishna, like that. Next day one may feel, maybe I can chill out a bit. After all, material world is also given by Lord to be little peaceful, like that. We can go slow and steady, the win the race, the slow and steady, again, and the race and the steady and the slow and everything, again. Why should I always be on the go? Let me be a little slow, So like that, is it not? So dualities, and then one is experiencing, "Arey, mera advancement hua nahi." So if one step forward, two step backwards, what advancement will make, Like that. So therefore, one has to be clear what stand one is taking, is it not? Like that. Is duality very dangerous actually? Duality very dangerous actually. Honor, dishonor, So the moment one falls into the worldview of duality, one will be tossed apart very badly. Very badly one is tossed apart. The moment you say, okay, today I'm successful, that means tomorrow you will cry. Because you're saying today I'm successful, tomorrow you'll definitely say I failed. Is it not? Like that. So this is the point. You see, this is the problem. The problem with dualities. The dualities always make us blind. Not just blind. Dualities make us numb. We are not able to do anything. Dualities make us numb. Numb. They freeze us. We are not able to do anything. So you can see the world. If you see the world, say happiness, distress. If one is on one polarity, say happiness. So if one is very happy, he'll say, I'm anyways very happy. So why to take to Krishna consciousness? So many times people, so you will see when you go to preach, some people say that they're very happy. And because they're very happy, and they say, okay, because I'm very happy, I don't need God. Why should I? I'm very happy. Maybe later we'll get back to you. Is it not? Sometimes people, they don't take. Is it not? It is explained, Janma Ishwarya Shutashri also is a stumbling block. So you have the polarity of happiness, it will make you numb. Sometimes one is too happy, one is fully successful, everything, the fire and fervor of Krishna consciousness may not come. One may say, okay, anyways, ठीक ही है ना, क्या problem क्या? कर रहे हैं भक्ति, is it not? That will also happen, is it not? So the fervor will not come. Now the other side of polarity, when we go to preach, many times people say, hey, abhi nahi, Krishna consciousness, abhi nahi spirituality, my mind is blasting out. मैं सारे now you need it the most. नहीं नहीं मेरा सेटल होने का पहले ना दिमाग तो ठंडा होगा तब ना है ना, है कि नहीं? Is it not like that, you know? What to say of newcomers, even devotees, no? You know, even devotees actually. So most of the times, even devotees, when the problem comes, the first thing which goes to topsy turvy is Krishna consciousness. है कि नहीं? Have you ever seen anyone, you know, because of the problem, you know, he is, because he's in distress. So I mean, he's not very, you know, so he's clothing in a haphazard fashion, you know. You don't see so much people, you know, happening it out, you know. But the spiritual life first thing to go off, है कि नहीं? Is it not? Sometimes, right, spiritual life is the first thing to go off in distress, like that. Vimisari, this is the time you need Krishna the most. Honestly, yes, yes, but the kick is not coming. Why the kick will come? Because you've taken shelter of dualities. From where the kick will come? The dualities don't allow us to give the kick. That is the principle. Therefore, the dualities make us numb, completely numb. So that is why this worldview of dualities is a very bogus worldview, actually. Prabhupada is making the point in the purport that sometimes, you know, this mind, thine, you know, that is also duality. Today I say this is mine, tomorrow it will not remain mine. Whom are we claiming? Therefore, Bhagavatam is explaining even our body. Our body is whose property? Acharya is explaining. Our property, at some point of time, it will be claimed by, what's that? Worms and vultures. Yeah, worms and vultures, and that's it. Jadna, be claimed by worms, it will be claimed by vultures. Again, that way. No, a small virus can enter the body and claim that this is my body. You fool, what are you doing here? Get out. You know. You see, this is how the material world is it not? A small virus. You know, he gets his family, you know, or he breeds his family, you know, and then he said, "This is my property. Where are you? Who are you? Get out. Get lost." Is it not? So, what is mine and what is not mine? So this is very difficult. So the whole game of duality is such a messy game. Therefore, the Shastras are solving it all. They are saying, okay, everything belongs to Krishna. Then you can be peaceful. You can touch everything. This is Krishna's. Hari Bol. You offer it to Krishna. This is also Krishna. You touch it. You offer it to Krishna. Is it not? But you go in mine, thine game. Today mine, tomorrow thine. You know. You know. So duality. So therefore, we have to understand that. Uh, so stability entails getting out of duality. So the first step in getting out of duality is that not to think about it much. So do not invest so much time thinking and acting on the drive of dualities. Therefore, much of our time and thought should be spent on activities which are beyond dualities. Is it not? Because we have to understand that ultimately, the worldview which will work out is not this worldview of dualities. The worldview which will work out is the worldview of the universality of Krishna's presence. That is, everything belongs to Krishna. Everything is in control of Krishna. So just serve Krishna. Just not. That way. And Krishna is guaranteeing that no situation has the capacity to completely choke our service to Him. When the Lord is guaranteeing that, what do we have to worry? When Krishna is guaranteeing, don't worry, there will be no such situation when you want to serve me and you are not able to. I will show you the way. Jnana, deepena bhasvataha. The Lord is explaining. You desire to serve and see how I clean the way. You file the petition and see how the roadway is cleared. There is a way. So that is the message of the Shastra. The Lord is telling there is a way, so don't be away. Don't be away. Come to me. There is a way. Always there is a way. The Lord is explaining that. There is a way. So this is the worldview. Therefore, a sadhaka has to uh, rebate this kind of worldview. That okay, let me as a devotee not succumb to insecurities, not develop this aspect of desire and hate. Let me not develop this aspect of desire and hate. Because if we develop hatred, we are, exerting a force to go away from someone means we will get attached somewhere else. It will be a double-sided hook. This way problem, you have stretched it, it will hit you, and this way problem, you got attached, you get blocked. So therefore, a devotee has to understand everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. We have to drive safely, sanely, and maturely. But that doesn't mean that our perspective becomes tainted with aversion or attachment. That's what the Lord is telling. Drive sanely, maturely, drive with affection. That's fine. But don't be attached, don't be averse. That's what the Lord is explaining. That's what Prabhupada is speaking in the purport. So therefore, what we call as faith is basically our petition to Krishna, that Krishna, I want to serve you and I am not able to see the way, but I want to serve you. So I am folding my hands and I am moving my hands and legs to make an attempt of what can serve you. So when we have that faith is like the petition to the Lord. And then the Lord responds to that petition. So the Lord is very active. The Lord will reply to every email. The Lord doesn't overlook and neglect. For the Lord, there is no spam. The Lord doesn't keep the conditioned souls in spam. He replies to every email. So when we offer that petition, when we shoot that email, the Lord is going to respond to that. And if we are having that email of faith, then the Lord will respond in terms of showing the way, clearing the way. That is the point which we have to understand. So only in this way we can save ourselves from delusion, dualities. Some situations will be clear to us how to serve. Some situations it will not be clear. When it is not clear, we just take shelter of Krishna. Krishna will clear, make it clear. Krishna will give us the way. That's the point. Text 28. Yesham tu antagata papam jananam punya karmana te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajate mam dridhavrata. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. Okay, so how can a devotee, so there is a question, how can a devotee be both simultaneously having Ichcha and Dvesh towards the Supreme Lord? So, if one has Ichcha, how can he develop Dvesh towards the same? Yes, so how can one develop Ichcha and Dvesh towards the Supreme Lord? So in the conditioned state, actually, there is no attachment. There is only envy towards the Supreme Lord. So we have to understand this point that we might have taken to Krishna consciousness, but it's not that we love Krishna. Somehow we happen to be in the umbrella named Krishna. I mean, the Krishna conscious society, like that. So the heart, deep down in the heart, there is envy towards the Lord. The acharyas explain, because this envy is there, there is no taste for hearing, there is no taste for Krishna Nam, there is no taste for Krishna service, Vaishnav service. So there's not, there is no ichha or attachment as such, attraction as such. There is only dvesh deep down. Sometimes Maya makes it appear that you are having great desire to serve Krishna. So that you become more callous, we become more callous, and then Maya can attack even more. Like the anecdote of the devotee asking Prabhupada that sometimes I am in Maya, then what to do? And Prabhupada answered very aptly. But Prabhupada said, no, it's wrong. All the time you are in Maya. Sometime you come to Krishna. Sometime you come to Krishna consciousness. So that is the idea actually. There is so much dvesh. And we have to, our heart is a barren land. Banjar Bhumi. Just like you see, sometimes people's feet, they get cracks. You've seen cracks on the feet, cracks. It looks a little ugly, I mean, it doesn't look very, I mean, it looks a little ugly, yeah, little, deenheen it looks, like that. Yeah, I have also myself had, so, anyways, it looks a little deenheen and ugly like that. So similarly, our hearts are so ugly actually, all cracks. Hearts are so ugly. So we have to understand that let me go on serving Krishna. My heart is filled with poison. So I have to take off that poison. I have to take off by poison. Now by my Sharnagati, by my service to Krishna, I have to take off this poison, this deadly poison from my heart. So therefore, actually, when advanced devotees are praying to Krishna that Krishna, I have no love for you. Even the gopis are praying to Krishna like that. Can you imagine? And it is not namesake flattery prayer. No? In spiritual world, there is nothing namesake. The name is also absolute. Everything is for the sake of Krishna. So, everything is absolute and substantial. In the spiritual world, actually. So therefore, the gopis are praying to Krishna that Krishna, we don't have love for you. If we had love for you, we would have died. The fact that we are living, in spite of being separated from you, that means we don't love you. Hai nahi, substance hi nahi hai. Like that. The gopis are feeling they have no substance, so where we can say that we have some ichha and desire for Krishna actually. Therefore, better follow the instructions very seriously. क्योंकि ये मूड वूड तो आने वाला है नहीं, मूड तो वही है, एनवी है कि नहीं? अंदर से तो एनवी है, कभी कभी दिखता है कि अट्रैक्शन हो रहा है कि नहीं? So therefore one should uh, so therefore one should not get confused. It's one thing only. It's envy only for Krishna, and we are taking the medicine of the Shastras, Krishna Katha, Krishna Nam, Vaishnav Seva, Sankirtan. We're taking that medicine to get cured, so that that disease of the heart is cured. That's what. So therefore, persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful reactions are completely eradicated and freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. So, okay, but those eligible for elevation to the transcendental position are mentioned in this verse. For those who are sinful, atheistic, foolish, and deceitful, it is very difficult to transcend the duality of desire and hate. Only those who have passed their lives in practicing the regulative principles of religion, who have acted piously, and who have conquered sinful reactions can accept devotional service and gradually rise to the pure knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That gradually they can meditate in trance on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the process of being situated on a spiritual platform. This elevation is possible in Krishna consciousness in the association of pure devotees, for in the association of great devotees, one can be delivered from delusion. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 552 that if one actually wants to be liberated, he must render service to the devotees. Mahatsevam dvaramahur vibhukte. But one who associates with materialistic people is on the path leading to the darkest region of existence. Tamodvaram yoshitam sangi sangam. All the devotees of the Lord traverse this earth just to recover the conditioned soul from their delusion. All the devotees of the Lord traverse this earth just to recover the conditioned souls from their delusion. The impersonalists do not know that, forgetting their constitutional position, as subordinate to the Supreme Lord is the greatest violation of God's law. Unless one is reinstated in his own constitutional position, it is not possible to understand the Supreme Personality or to be fully engaged in his transcendental loving service with determination. So previously, the Lord is explaining about When Prabhupada is concluding in the purport to 26 that one has to really be Krishna conscious at any given moment, work hard, be sincere. In the next verse, we are seeing that one really has to struggle to get out of the dualities. Again, the devotee has to be very cautious and conscious at any given moment and every given moment that he is not falling trap to duality. So now, when this much is going on, then one may say, "Arey, this means that one has to give a JEE exam every day. One has to give a JEE exam every day. It's like every moment, every day, there is a battle, and you have to really be on guard, and you have to really struggle and everything." So here the Lord is explaining that or clarifying that. The Lord is telling that when one acts rightly one time, the next time it becomes easier. It's just like one has to give JEE examination once. Once he gets a good rank, then inside IIT study is not that difficult. Comparatively speaking, everything is relative. It's not that difficult as entrance into IIT. Or say if one enters into IIT, then job may not be that difficult. Yes, one has to struggle, but even if one is 6-pointer, still one will get 7 lakhs. Okay. If 6-pointer CSC, then not 7, it will be 17, But 6-pointer, say, BT, then 7, like that. Is it not? That way. So, at least, like that. More is also there. So, the point is, things become easier. So therefore, when one chooses Krishna, the more one chooses Krishna, the more it will become easier. So therefore, we will see that, uh, initially how it happens is that initially there will be a great. We can see that initially there is a struggle. Now and then it becomes easier. So say initially, say for example, just to practice Krishna consciousness. What to say? Practice Krishna consciousness. Just to chant itself one round is difficult. But one goes through that struggle, then one round is nothing. But then to chant 16 rounds is a struggle. So then it becomes easier once one chooses it like that. And now it has become easier. So the same thing we can take it forward. That inner devotee is a sincere practicing devotee's life. So initially actually just a struggle to practice. Somehow or the other one is making it up to practice. But if one goes on with faith, one goes on with that positive spirit, that I will not leave Krishna, come what may. I will not let it down. Okay, I may not be able to serve Krishna very tangibly at this moment, but my heart is crying for service. So when we are, and therefore definitely such a devotee will do what he can do very nicely. When we do what we can do very nicely, Krishna will increase our capacity. That's the point. The Lord is explaining here. You act piously and see. So pious means less bhakti, and bhakti means more. So what is less is piety, what is more is bhakti. These terms can be used in a relative sense also. Is it not? So one may say, okay, what I was doing in first year was pious activity. What I am doing now is bhakti. But 10 years down the line, we may say that what I did in 2020 was piety. What I am doing now is bhakti. Is it not? Like that. So this is the point actually. I mean, the terms can also be used in a relative sense. It's not wrong to use it in a relative sense, like that. Obviously, when you want to make relatives into absolute, then you give a baseline threshold. Okay, below this is piety, or below 16 round piety, after 16 round bhakti. So you can make a baseline anywhere. But then the same lesson we can learn when we can learn a good lesson if we can see it in a relative sense as well. That way. So we act piously. That means whatever we can invest in Krishna, we invest, and then Krishna will increase our capacity. That's why the Lord is saying, such people, they are able to engage in my service because they acted piously. Now they are able to engage. That means previously they were not able to engage, but they acted piously. So therefore, now they are able to engage. So the Lord is explaining so beautifully here. Now they are able to engage. Therefore, a devotee should never get upset. So Prabhupada explains that such people who have acted piously, gradually they rise to the pure knowledge of the Supreme Personality of God. The Krishna consciousness is a gradual process. Rather, we have heard one time Bhakti Vikas Maharaj was explaining, very nice. Maharaj said, that if you are very sincere, it is gradual. He didn't say this exactly. He said, if you are very, very sincere, it is gradual. This is exactly what he said. He said, if you are very, very sincere, it is gradual. So, so we have to be satisfied in what we can do and aspire to do more. In an attempt to do more, one should not grudge on what he is doing. Like one should not grudge that I am simply making chapatis. People have become star preachers, and I am simply making chapatis. No, at least if you, at least make chapatis nicely with heart. Again, later you will be able to make devotee people into devotees. I mean, by chapati also one can make people into devotees actually. So therefore, so whatever be the point is that whatever be the case and the situation, the point is that one should be grateful and happy in doing what one can do and do that nicely, and not in an attempt to do something rocking for Krishna. So to rock it in the future tense, don't shock it in the present tense. So don't make a shocking performance in the present tense so that you can make a rocking performance in the future tense. Okay, today I am unstable. Follow up I cannot do, but I will become an ISKCON guru. Hold on. That's the whole point. Sometimes that is the whole point. So what one can do, we should do that wholeheartedly and with gratitude and with absorption, and at the same time should always want to do more. And Krishna will show the way. When Krishna shows the way, so we stretch, Krishna will show the way. We stretch a bit, Krishna will show the way. So therefore it is said that that one must render service to the devotees. So actually, why it is said Mahat, actually, when we bring the Acharyas in the center of our lives, then the Acharya's performance is rock performance. So